we're very pleased to have had their assistance in making today happen. Paddy.
Thanks, mate. Thanks, Michael. Well, I'd like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land. They let us have the tent here. We're a bit worried about the coppers kicking us off at one stage, but once we went to the real culture of Australia, the thing that inspires us most of all about this beautiful country, that we've had this Indigenous culture going back now 50,000 years from the latest rock paintings up in the Northern Territory. It's something that we can be proud of because of their generosity and their willingness to share this country with us. So I'll acknowledge them first. Thank you. Look, this is an incredible country, you know, and it's been said with such a paucity of leadership that we have to be out here today, you know, to be able to argue that an intelligent way forward is the only way forward to Australia. It's an extraordinary paradox and irony that we've been given this tremendous wealth, this tremendous opportunity, and when it comes down to the human element, we fail comprehensively over and over again. How can there be a future without scientists? How there could be an Australia without the CSIRO? See, we're over there and we were dragged off our ships at 5 a.m, the Portland 5, for no other reason that we don't work for $2 an hour and come from the Philippines, and for no other reason that the companies we work for pay tax in Australia. And we were placed by tax avoidance, you know, by big multinational companies that register their ships in places like Liberia, you know, really a centre of excellence in so many ways of governance, you know, and that they come down and replace these seafarers that have been there for 28 years. See, this is a lunacy in action, that we're dismantling our intellectual centre. We're dismantling the ability to operate safely and sanely and consistently with national security in mind, with safety in mind, with productivity in mind, in a trade that Australia absolutely relies on, the seagoing trade, 4th largest shipping task in the world. The leadership that we're showing here is about community leadership, finding our voice, determining. See, we brought these 2 cows over here, these 2 bulls, to say enough of the bullshit. Enough of the bullshit, you know. So thanks very much for that, fellas, ladies and gentlemen. See, we've had enough of the bullshit and we're finding our voice. We don't want an Australia run by politicians. We want an Australia that's working in the interests of the community of interest in Australia, the working men and women. We want an Australia that can build business based on intelligence, based on research and design. What is it? R&D. That's how much I know about it. We want an Australia that has leadership within the public sector, doesn't dismantle the public sector. We need leadership that identifies that those things don't come out of the corporate area, you know, naturally. They come out of our commitment naturally. If we're going to continue to support the tax dodgers, we're going to support tax minimisation, we're going to support tax evasion, and at the same time try to build an Australia that's going to prepare themselves for the future. And it just doesn't mean about environment. It's going to be hotter than Hades today, and it's going to be hotter tomorrow. And it's going to continue to warm up because of the chronic failure of human beings to be able to come to terms with their actions. Well, the actions just aren't to understand the science. The actions are political action and community action and human action. It's going to get hotter, but it's going to get hotter for the politicians that don't represent our working communities, that don't represent our scientists, that don't represent the people that deserve to be represented and which they were put in government to do, to govern on behalf of all of us and to find a future and not destroy it. That's what we're here for. Let's make it hotter for them. Thanks very much.